first speaker. When they come up, I want you to get incredibly loud. I want you to make it feel like this room has the full 300 tickets in it and all the people, all the noise. So ladies and gentlemen, our first official speaker, she leads with a warm smile, little southern charm, tough love, 40 years of success in entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dr. LaDonna Magaby.
Welcome. I don't know if I can follow the act that we just finished with, but I'm going to try. So I want you to think back when you were a child for just a moment, and you were maybe a poverty child. I always had a roof over my head, and I always had food on the table. It wasn't a nice roof, and we weren't eating T-bone steaks every night, but we had food. We also had, I was the oldest of 4. We had parents that did not believe in spanking. We were beaten. When I was 10, my dad started molesting me. At 15, I decided I'm going to stand up for myself. I don't care what mom and dad says. And everything stopped. And you know what I did? I was tongue-tied when I was young. They hired a teacher to come in and help me learn to speak correctly. But again, when I was 15, guess what? I wasn't tongue-tied anymore. I could speak. I went into high school, and I joined every club that I could obviously join. I wasn't a popular child because, remember, I couldn't speak. So I was always in the background. But again, when I was 15, I learned to speak, and I spoke loudly. I roared because I was the captain of my own self-being. And today, I stand in front of you, a very successful woman with a big, strong family that wasn't beaten. You know that old saying, I'm sure we've all heard it, the apple don't fall far from the tree. Well, believe me, people, I ran way far from the tree and never returned. As a successful woman, I'm here today to teach each and every one of you something before I get off the stage. I love to teach people how to connect, network, and collaborate. Now, usually when I sit down with someone, they'll say, I know how to do all those things. And then we start digging in and we find out, you really don't know how to do those things. And without connecting, networking, and collaboration, you don't have a good foundation for your business. I don't care what business you're in. I have met investors, coffee owners today. You have to know how to connect, network, and collaborate. So I'm going to demonstrate something for you, and I want you to imagine a nice, creamy, chocolate, moist cupcake. And that is your connection. And then you put that creamy, smooth chocolate frosting. That's your network. And then you put your sprinkles on top of there, rainbow sprinkles, blue sprinkles, green sprinkles. That's your collaboration. Now look what you have just created. You have created a network. Now ask yourself, is your network net worthy? It doesn't matter that you have 5,000 friends on Facebook, people. It doesn't matter if you have 20,000 followers on LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you find them. Social media is very important, don't get me wrong. But you have to work it. You have to build those relationships. I want you to think about how many friends do I have on Facebook right now? I'm tapped out, I have 5,000. How many of them do you know? Do you know all 5,000? When is the last time you talked to those people? You know, I haven't talked to some people in 6 months. That's on me because now I've lost that connection. I've lost my network partner. I've lost being able to collaborate with them. You have to build relationships. How many of you in here is in a relationship? Married, whatever. Okay, a few of you, okay. So you have to work that relationship every single day to make it strong and stronger. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but you go through it. You have those valleys and the hills and the mountaintops, but you work through it. We want to build those connections so that you are stronger. And you say, well, how do I build those connections? Let me give you a few examples. You get on your social media and you say, happy birthday. Congratulations on your daughter's wedding. Congratulations on the new grandbaby. Whatever it is. You know, Facebook gives you everyone's birthdays every day. And guess what? That's one of the first things I do, even if I don't know that person. Somehow they're on my friends list. Probably because SpongeBob is friends with Scooby-Doo and, you know, it recognized it and then I clicked, yes, let's be friends. But we're not really friends because I haven't connected with them. But every single morning when I get up, I put on there, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. And then I go through and time it because the rabbit goes down in the hole and you're on your Facebook feed for 3 hours later. Time yourself. I give myself about 10 minutes every morning, and I go through my feed, and I look for whose birthday it is, congratulations on the new baby, a wedding coming up, whatever it is. I just bought a ski lift, whatever it is. I was on vacation. Recognize it. Comment at least 5 words. Put an emoji on it, and then Facebook recognizes it. Guess what? The person you just commented, they recognize it also. Now, I want to go farther and I DM them and say, hey, let's have a virtual coffee chat. How many have done that? When is the last time you had a virtual coffee chat? You need to have those every day. You need to have your calendar full. Who has a Google Calendar or a calendar very similar? It needs to be filled. Today, mine's all in blue because I'm here. Tomorrow, mine's all in blue because I'm here. But on Saturday, since I took today and tomorrow out of the office, I'm working Saturday to make up for it because I can't lose those connections. That's what builds my business, is connecting, networking, and collaboration. And why not? Why aren't you doing it? Are you scared? Well, you're virtual, so they can't hit you. All they can do is hang up on you. And you know, we carry these devices called the phone. When is the last time you picked up your phone and talked to a connection? That's just something we don't do anymore. But why not? Why not? Maybe they don't answer. Leave a message. Maybe they don't call you back. Wait a week and do it again. Do it again until they tell you, no, I do not want to talk to you. Okay? You keep on connecting with these people. They're on your friends list for a reason. And you know what? If they don't get back with you and they don't want to communicate with you, why are they in your space? You have a bubble. It's only so big. Only so many people can fit in your bubble. So if they're causing drama, that's the first person out of my bubble. You're causing drama, out. I don't have time for that. I've been married over 40 years. I have 2 grown daughters, 4 grandchildren. That's all the drama I need. Drama is out of my bubble. Now, one day they may be calm and cool and want to come back to my bubble. And if I have room, of course they can come back. But they're not good for me right now. If they don't return my calls, I can clean out that one and add a new one to my Facebook because I can only have 5,000, okay? So what I'm telling you is always keep new blood in your connection field because Johnny only wants to hear your story a few times and then you need to change your story, okay? Get new people in your pipeline. It's like feeding a puppy. You get a brand new puppy and you feed him, he's happy. He grows taller and taller and stronger. You get him housebroken, he's a good puppy. Don't feed that puppy and see what happens. That puppy's not happy. You're not going to get him housebroken because he's unhappy. Treat your relationships with a strong opinion of yourself. How do you want to be called upon? How do you want to be treated when it's time to be connected with? networking with, collaborating with. There's a time when you have to say, I'm going to let you go for a short time, and then maybe you can come back to my bubble. The bubble is high-end real estate. I know there's a lot of investors in the room, so you understand what I'm talking about. There's green grass, it's beautiful, only so many people can fit, and then you have to close your bubble. But you're always adding new to it, because you'll always have 1, 2, or 100 that you really don't know, or maybe you don't want to get to know them. Maybe they're not in your perspective, personality. Everyone doesn't like me. Next, because there's more people that do like me. And I want to find the people that like me and enjoy being in my space. I want them to be able to buy my products, buy my services. You know what, better yet, who do they know? Who do they know that they can recommend to me so that they can buy my products, buy my services? We want to be a giver, don't get me wrong. You have to give in your relationship. But we all know what we really want. Let's get to the bottom line. We want to sell you something. We want to sell you a service, a lipstick, vitamins, a program. Join my membership. I mean, I'm always looking for that. I'm always looking for someone to buy one of my packages. Join my membership. It's $37 a month. Or you can join all year for $497 a month. I've got it down. That's what I want. But I know I have to build the relationship first. You don't want to be salesy. How many of you sometimes feel salesy? We all go through that. Build the relationship. If you build the relationship, you don't come off salesy. You come off of giving information. I'm giving you information today. You get to do with it what you want to do with it. Maybe you want to get with me at the end of today and talk about something that I talked about. Maybe something really affected you, or you want to know more information about something. Some of you will never want to talk to me, but I'm going to call you anyway. I'm going to get on social media. A matter of fact, my VA has probably already contacted some of you in the room if I have collected a business card and said, thank you for meeting with me today. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not salesy. That's building a connection. I'm trying to get a connection with Courtney, John, Paul, whoever their names are. I want to get to know them. When is their birthday? Where do they live? Did they fly in today? Or did they drive in today? Do they live here in Allen or McKinney? You know, I drove in from Sherman. Took me about an hour. Sat on the highway, sat still for 15 minutes. I could have turned around and told Toby, I'm not coming because I have to sit here on the highway and look at the Bucky sign, okay? I don't know why I'm sitting here, but guess what? I got up, I dressed up, and I showed up. And that's what you have to do every single day. I work in my office at home, but from my waist up, I am dressed to the max. Now, I probably have my pajama pants on and my house shoes on, but I'm dressed and I'm ready and I'm on a Zoom call because my calendar is full. I have appointments. I have appointments to meet up with people about something, buying a package, getting on my podcast. You have to have things available. How many of you have something available you want to sell? I know, a house, a package, a membership, whatever it is. I have about 4 minutes left, and I would like to take this time to see if you have any questions, because I'm all about question and answers. I want you to learn something today. Does anyone have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
I have a funny question. What do you do when you really don't want to talk to someone, but you are in that place and you have to talk to them?
The mirror is your best friend. Go get your lipstick and draw a big circle on your mirror and leave it there. Every morning you get up and you smile at yourself. You can't keep from it because you've got this big red circle with a smiley face on it. And you say, I am going to talk to SpongeBob today because I want to. Not that you need to, because I want to. I want SpongeBob to be part of my circle. I want him to be in my bubble. I want to get to know his birthday. I hope that helped.
Have you got any tips or tricks that would help me connect with somebody on Facebook that's not answering back to me?
Yes. You have to go to their feed, and you have to start communicating through the feed. On Facebook, you want to love it. Don't like it, it doesn't do any good. Love it. And then start commenting. 5 words and at least 1 emoji. I do 3 emojis. I don't know why, it's just something I do. But at least 1. Start communicating that way. Then you're going to send them a message. Okay, they don't communicate with you again. You know, there's a little telephone button on Facebook. Click it and it calls them. It's amazing. Sometimes they pick up and sometimes they don't. And you want to keep doing that about once a week and then go like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. But you're still commenting on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. Don't stop that part of it. My LinkedIn strategy, you want to like it, their comments. You want to give them a thumbs up. Why? It's important because as soon as you do that, it goes to your feed and theirs. Both parties get to know you and know who you're talking to and about. And again, the same thing. You want to comment the 5 words and at least 1 emoji. And you want to continue. Happy birthday. Glad you went to your skiing trip. How was Hawaii? Congratulations on the wedding. Whatever it may be. And somebody else had a hand up. Yes, sir.
More personal question, how is your approach to your building your business and sustaining your business strengthened your personal relationship with your family and grandkids?
Short story, maybe. 20 years ago, my 18-year-old daughter came home. I was a teacher at that time. From college, she came home on a Super Bowl Sunday and said, Mom, I'm pregnant and I don't know what we are going to do. What we did is I quit teaching and came home. And I sold everything in the garage on eBay to make money. When that baby was born, he had a little crib right next to my computer, and I did the same thing. Family is always first in my book. And that baby turned 20 years old in October. One of the best blessings we ever had that we didn't think that was going to be a blessing. And that baby did my business with me. And then his brother came along and his cousin came along. And now I have a 6-year-old grandson, and we hopefully will be done with grandbabies. So keep in mind the time that you have with your family and build your business as you go. Yes, sir.
So you mentioned the virtual coffee. Can you touch on that? And then how do you balance, if you have 1,000 people that you're friends with, how do you organize that to stay in touch with those people?
Okay, you always want to stay in touch with the people that you are already talking to, and then add 5 a day, 5 a day, 5 a day, new ones. DM them, comment, happy birthday, send them a message, send them a phone call, and I am out of time. Thank you.
I was going to let you finish it. Everybody give it up for LaDonna, ladies and gentlemen. No problem. Thank you. I tried the method that you're talking about with the comments and then using the little telephone button with Sydney Sweeney. It got me a restraining order, which was really awkward. But there is a way to do it. The one big takeaway with what LaDonna's talking about is the fact that it is uncomfortable. It feels a little bit pushy, but part of life, the people that aren't a little bit pushy don't get to eat very often. And honestly, it's the more the uncomfortable becomes comfortable and you could force yourself to do that, the better off you are, the more unshakable you become.
Become unshakable.
You become unshakable.
Become unshakable.